Hi, welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. I'm your host, Brian Koval. Before we get started, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. If you want to see me play your favorite deck or your spicy brew on the channel, I take donation deck lists. I'll do a deck tech, play a full Magic Online League, and help tune your list. If that sounds good, check out my contact info. It's in the video description below. Now let's go play some Magic.
Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the BoshNRoll channel. Today is day 2 recording with my new mic. Day 1 had some problems, I am aware of them. Trying to set up the audio levels to calibrate the new mic, I ended up setting them in a way that chopped off the beginning and end of a lot of my sentences, and my bad. So I adjusted the levels now. You're definitely going to hear everything I say. If you hear anything you shouldn't hear, like my mouse clicking or my computer fan or my furnace kick on behind me, like any of that sort of stuff, please comment and let me know so I can keep adjusting. But work in progress. These are the growing pains of a small channel. Thank you for your understanding and your feedback. That said, let's get into this league today. As you can see, it's Legacy and it's round 3 of Ruby Storm. So I played Ruby Storm as a donation deck list about a month ago, and somebody didn't like the list, so they sent me another list of Ruby Storm to play. And this is the third list of Ruby Storm to play. And this one is doing some different things as well. So, number one, Birgi, God of Storytelling. This card did not exist when I played my first two leagues. Kaldheim is brand new at this point. So, Birgi, 3 mana, 3/3. Whenever you cast a spell, add red until end of turn. You don't lose this mana as steps and phases end. This is kind of like a Ruby medallion, only instead of reducing by the upfront cost, it pays off after you've already paid the thing. So it kind of functions similarly to a medallion. And the back half of Birgi, which could come up because there are spots where you end up with zillions of mana floating and you're just looking for a way to win. 5 mana legendary artifact. Discard a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play those cards this turn. So if the Horn of Bounty ever comes into play, we should win pretty easily. Like a lot of the time, you end up with zillions of mana and a bunch of lands in your hand if you've hit your fail rate, or like rituals you don't really need. So turning those into actual cards is really exciting. So there's Birgi. The one concern I have about Birgi is that she turns on removal spells in the main deck, and storm decks, combo decks in general, gain a lot of virtual card advantage by not having creatures. Like your opponent's deck has Swords to Plowshares in it, it has Lightning Bolt, it has Fatal Push, and if they draw those cards with no targets in your whole deck, then it's like they didn't draw a card at all. That's virtual card advantage. And putting just a random creature into your storm deck with no other removal targets could be asking for trouble, but we are going to try her. She is exciting if she sticks. Other things that this list is doing: Ignite the Future is not a card that's been in any lists I've played yet. I've played Reforge the Soul and Hazoret's Undying Fury in this sort of spot. This is just another exile your top 3. You can play them, but if you flash it back, you can play them for free. And this card has an 8 mana flashback of its own, but if you cast Past in Flames, that gives it flashback 4, which is much more reasonable. So that still counts, that still activates the if the spell was cast from a graveyard clause. So Ignite the Future is just a different engine than we've seen. I have not played Light Up the Stage in a deck like this either. This deck is much more interested in playing cards from exile than it is from playing from the graveyard. This list only has 1 Past in Flames in the main and then 1 in the Wish board, compared to the 3 and 1 in all the previous lists I've played. So those are the major changes. The one other one, Al does not like losing to graveyard hate. That's why there's only the 2 Past in Flames. And there are 2 Lightning Bolts and a main deck Fiery Confluence. So if Burning Wish were to get exiled somehow or countered, you can still win the game without wishing because you have these win conditions in the deck. You get enough bonus rounds going, you can just burn your opponent out in the main deck. So those are Al's technology. The sideboard, he can actually answer a Deafening Silence, which is something I mentioned in my previous 2 leagues. I love the Ratchet Bomb. My solution was Engineered Explosives, where explosives cost 3 mana, but you can kill the silence right now. Ratchet Bomb costs 2 up front, then you charge it, then it costs like 0 the turn you're ready to go off. So there's some pros and cons to each, but I'm glad there is an answer. The rest of the sideboard should be pretty straightforward, just a bunch of sorceries you can get with Burning Wish and some defense grids for your blue matchups. You should all be experts by now if you've been watching my channel. Ruby Storm is now officially right behind like Sharkstill or like one of my own signature decks as the deck I've played the most on this channel. So I'm starting to become an expert with this too. Let's get into these games. Ruby Storm, round 3, let's go. And I'm on the play for round 1, and I'm going to keep this hand. It's got a medallion and some fast mana. It's not a turn 1 medallion, unfortunately. Sandstone Needle is not a card that I've played in this list before. Like the other lists I played just don't have it. This hand is extremely susceptible to Wasteland, so I'm just going to hope my opponent doesn't have that card. Alright, so Prismatic Vista Ponder is generally not a deck that has Wasteland in it. So I'm going to count that as a W. All right, Ancient Tomb, cool. So that's actually insane. Now we're seeing what the point of Sandstone Needle actually is. Having 4 mana on turn 2, just like this, pretty messed up. So, all right, there's Force of Negation. That's not a huge deal. I still have bonus round. I didn't have to use my needle, so that's all good stuff. I'm holding on to this LED, both because it's Storm and because I don't think they're going to play something that punishes me waiting. I think they are more likely to play something that punishes me. Oh, JK. I was about to say, except maybe Counterbalance. So, all right, Counterbalance is a good one. I was more about like Oko or some way to remove my Lion's Eye Diamond if I just hang it out into play. So let's see. I am not ready to make a move yet. And luckily against decks like this, I don't really have to make a move quickly. This LED, even though it's a huge liability against Counterbalance, it's nice that I get to check a Counterbalance with it. Oh, this looks like the Turbo Mentor deck. So if they're holding up Brainstorm, they're going to have a lot of control over what this Counterbalance actually does. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Still pretty short on options. I could just put Ignite the Future on the stack and see what happens. Still get to exile 3 cards. I shouldn't have made my land drop if I was going to do that. If they start attacking with Dreadhorde Arcanist, though, this can get dangerous, and I do have Lion's Eye Diamond. Alright. I'm just going to put one of these on the stack. Start casting spells. I'm not expecting this to go very far, but I'm willing to be pleasantly surprised. And if they do Brainstorm in a way that counters Ignite the Future, I can sneak the Lion's Eye Diamond in under the counterbalance. There's not a whole lot of 4-drops in this deck, though. Something like Medallion would be the best thing to find. Oh, great. Just Brick City over there. Straight up exile 3 cards. Even casting bonus round doesn't seem great. So I could Lion's Eye Diamond, shred my hand, Seething Song. Then I would have 6 mana. I mean, let's test this counterbalance, I guess. They don't know their top card. They did just shuffle with Prismatic Vista. Okay, that's going to be pretty easy. Any land counters LED. I was trying to work through this at this point. All right. Yeah, that didn't go well. So I make fun of Counterbalance a lot on my channel. I think the card is bad, and I still think the card is bad, even if I lose to it here. But against something like exactly Storm, where every mana cost hurts. Until the end of your next turn. Oh, sweet. I didn't even have to pop off that quick. I just read Ignite the Future all the way. The bad news is they can see all these cards just hang out in exile here, and if they put a 3 on top of their deck with this Ponder, then that gets all of them. God, that's so fucked. My whole deck costs 3. And there are a lot of 3s in this deck between the Planeswalkers and the Mentors. And Savine's Reclamation and Force of Negation. So if they can find a 3, they did not shuffle. Shit. Yeah, I'm probably going to lose to that. Okay, so they would have had to stack that Ponder, a 3-drop the third card down. Oh, I trust that they're probably smart enough to know how to do that. This is generally speaking. I'm gonna tap the Ancient Tomb. Fuck it. If he dies, he dies. Or I guess I should lead on bonus round. Yep, floating a Mentor on top. No surprise there. Guess I'm just gonna pass the turn. Yeah, this is kind of a strange glut of 3-drops, by the way. Like the deck does play a large number of them, but I don't feel like it plays that many that my whole hand and all 3 cards I exiled off Ignite costing 3 is reasonable. I don't know. We'll find out. They bottom that preordain. Yeah, so now they can brainstorm the same Mentor back on top. Yeah, I can't win this game. Counterbalance card I think is bad, but is actually good against Storm. I probably think Counterbalance is bad because I normally play fair. Counterbalance is actually insane if you're against a Storm deck that needs to resolve spells that cost 0, 1, and 2, and 3 to win a game. Oh, it's pretty hard to miss, really. I think I want all 5 of these. Like, Lightning Bolt can kill Dreadhorde Arcanist, but for the most part, I don't know if I'm super worried about that compared to just executing my combo. There's no Red Blast. Like the Ratchet Bombs, getting them up to 2. I mean, that kills Dreadhorde Arcanist and Counterbalance, so that's actually pretty good. I think Birgi might suck here. Sorry, Birgi. It's just another 3-drop, and it's a creature. Though post-board, the creature's probably going to get better because they're going to know that they can cut a lot of their creature removal. All right, I will consider Birgi staying in, but if I'm doing that, what are the cuts? Like there's 5 is a lot of cards to bring in a deck like this. Al recommended that I mostly only sideboard out sorceries because then I can still Burning Wish for them and try to leave my instants mostly in the deck. And Light of the Stage is pretty mediocre. So I have Jessica's Will, Ignite the Future, and Burning Wish outside of Light Up the Stage. Against Counterbalance, Lotus Petal could be dangerous too, but like shaving a mana source, a 0 mana source, just seems really dangerous and silly. Though I guess I will play a little bit in that direction. Maybe on the play I'll only bring in 1 Ratchet Bomb and I'll bring in 2 for the draw when they're more likely to have counterbalance. Like I get 2 turns before they can balance. I don't know. This is tough. Most decks put you in the position where you have to answer the stack or the board, but counterbalance making you answer both is shitty. Okay, so I'm keeping this hand. I just have to figure out how I'm going to sequence. Like I think I play the Needle first, and then Like I could play just turn one Birgi, though I think Sandstone Needle is going to be a lot better. Yeah, because if I go Birgi, then Petal next turn, I can actually, that makes 2 mana. You can't force a negation Birgi. They topped with Preordain. Very excited about that. All right, let's see if Birgi is any good. All right, Force of Will pitching Daze. Wow, accidentally played around Daze. Good job. All right, I will pass here. Am I supposed to lead on Jessica's Will? I don't think so, because like I do want to go into bonus rounds at some point, though Jessica's Will for 7 mana is pretty fucked up. All right, well, at least that's not counterbalance. Sandstone Needle is about to start hurting though. Um, so they have 4 cards in hand. I could try a bonus round here and see if I win. All right, I'll get Lotus Petal in for now. Then bonus round. Wait, what the fuck? Did I just miscount my mana? Oh, I just totally miscounted my mana. For some reason I thought I'd be able to Seething Song after all that. Oh my god. What the fuck is wrong with me? How did this happen? How am I so dumb? Yeah, I just full miscounted, and now I'm gonna lose. God damn it. Control Z doesn't work to get that back. What did I need to do here? I think I needed a Seething Song to get up to the 6, then bonus round Jessica's Will. Yeah, I just skipped a step. I don't know. I kind of thought they would counter this, and then they didn't, and now I'm just sitting here with my oh my god, that sucks. I guess I'll play the Ratchet Bomb. Wow, that was bad. Oh, you all tune in here for high level plays, and there's one. The Sandstone Needle, kind of a giant beating here, because that was my source. Yeah, Teferi also sucks. Yeah, I just needed a Seething Song. Ouch. Okay, let's see if I can string together some kind of miracle from here. Got to kick the rust off these tires. That was pretty bad. How about a red source deck? Should have been more specific. All right, well, I have Counterbalance and Dreadhorde Arcanist answered. Let's see if I even get another turn. So they're going to attack for at least 3 here. A cantrip gets 2 Mentor triggers because of the Arcanist as well. Well, most cantrips, I should say. That one is still fine. Yep, super dead. I guess let's see what happens here. If I pop Ratchet Bomb, Dreadhorde Arcanist dies. If I play Defense Grid, I go to 6. 1, 2, 3. They can use Teferi to bounce Astrolabe. That's 4, 5. They just need 1 spell and 7 cards. Yeah. All right. I fucked that up for sure. Just Don't know what happened there. Just lost track of my mana. No excuse for it. Sorry, Al. All right, I'm on the play again, and I'm gonna snap keep this. I have a turn 1 Ruby. I need a way to start generating cards, but I have a lot of mana in the bonus round. Rituals, like all that is present here. I wonder what the professional Ruby Storm player's opinion is on a hand like this. Like, I could easily just brick off on payoffs, but at the same time, I don't know. I can't really see mulliganing this. It would take some serious discipline to ship this, is what I'm saying. Oh, they're thinking. Are they thinking they should concede, or are they thinking that easy force of negation? Oh, force pitching misdirection. I feel like we're playing against Valky here. Yeah, misdirection is a pretty big smoking gun that we're playing against a combo deck, or a deck that wants to resolve its own spells more than it cares about countering opponent's spells. Though that also means they already have the full boat of force of wills and negations. Though seeing negation is pretty interesting because misdirection and negation are not necessarily like strictly better or worse than the other. They do different things. Looking for the payoff. A Kingdom for a payoff. All right, they're going to Violent Outburst in my upkeep. Is that the plan? Oh, they're icing that. Okay, so I don't think we're playing against Valky anymore, or can you still cascade into Fire Ice, or does that count as a 4-drop? Yeah, we could be playing against Valky. All right, that actually did show up at a good time. If that had happened, if I didn't draw a Burning Wish there, that would have been kind of a waste, but that was actually a good one. I would like a second payoff before I start trying to do stuff, though. The good news is, a deck like Ruby Storm, Tybalt isn't that great against. All right, so I'm going to play the Needle. And I think just pass, and I'll take another draw and untap with more red available this way. Because I'm operating on pretty thin resources. If all my spells resolve, I'm gonna win here, but if they have any sort of challenge at all, any contestation of the stack, I'm in trouble. Yeah, this is certainly 4 colors of mana. Green, blue, white, red, black. It's actually 5 colors of mana. All right, here's the Oko. So are they still holding a force? And if they are, will they counter the bonus round or wait for the payoff? Okay, perfect. That was probably among the best draws that there is. Okay, bonus round. Let's go. Now if they don't counter this, they lose, and if they do counter this, I'm pretty well set up to keep going. I imagine this pause is them thinking, is this the target? Okay, so Force of Negation bonus round, 1 card left in hand. So I can just make a shitload of goblins. What can I actually do here? Both of the things they countered were with Force of Negation, and Burning Wish exiles itself, so Past in Flames isn't going to do anything. I could use the first wish for bonus round. Do I have the mana for that? So I might as well just cast my rituals because I'm going to use them. This is definitely the turn I'm doing something. All right, so Storm is 5. I can, if I wish for bonus round, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. I can wish for bonus round, but then I can't play the second wish, so that doesn't do anything. Pass and Flame still doesn't do anything. I could wish for Rite of Flame and just wait. Can I tendrils? I missed a lot of tendrils lines last time I played this. So Storm is 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think I can actually tendrils for Xaxes here. Okay, so I Burning Wish for Rite of Flame. Yes, use the ability. Get Rite of Flame. Cast Rite of Flame. And then Burning Wish, holding priority. Wait, this is only 16. Wait, yeah, because this is 16. This is 18. Yeah, okay. I thought I fucked up the math for a second there. I'm just really nervous after blowing last game in such a miserable fashion. Yes. They don't have 2 mana to activate their food, so this should be good for Xaxes. All right. Yeah, the last league I played, I had a bunch of uh, tendrils lines, but I just skipped them and went straight for the mono red lines. And in my defense, it didn't matter. I was like off and going nuts with bonus rounds, and it was up to me how I wanted to win. But that one, tendrils actually won a game that would not have been won otherwise. All right, so I think I just want defense grids here. And Lightning Bolt is not going to have a whole lot of text in this matchup. And I know that Al said Lightning Bolt is like an alt win con for if your Burning Wishes get removed or you can't use the graveyard effectively. I just still don't think it's very good in this spot. Um, I could cut an Ignite the Future or a Light Up the Stage here. Also Birgi as an option. But I do want to see Birgi in action. They are an Oko deck. Oh, also Tibalt can exile creatures. Like Tibalt doesn't do a whole lot against my deck. I'm going to leave in one Birgi. All right, let's try it like this. This is an easy mulligan. Doesn't have any mana. This is a keep. I think I ship a mountain. So there's a lot going on for this hand that I like. All right, that was a pretty good find as well. Maybe I'm supposed to lead on Ancient Tomb, though why would that matter? I don't think that matters. Okay, so I can Jeska's Will for 6 mana, or they're gonna ice my mountain. Yeah, fine, whatever. Alright, that makes my decision easy. I'll play Ancient Tomb and pass. I wasn't sure if I wanted to try to make a move at this point already, and they just made it so I didn't have to think about it. Ooh, missed a land drop, huh? That doesn't necessarily mean anything. So I can go for a 7 mana Jeska's Will. If I do that, what happens? Um, 7 mana, I can turn it into 9 mana. Then I can Ignite the Future with 5 floating and still Burning Wish for what? And Burning Wish doesn't go very far in that spot. Oh wait, I still have my land drop too. So it goes 7, 9, 5. Still have a land drop available. The 5 mana left plus these two. So it's actually 7 mana. I could make a lot of goblins. So I'm actually going to try for this. I think this is going to get countered. But I am going to go for the biggest spell that I think. So this is like my least important spell that I think they will counter, basically, is what I like. I think they would let Seething Song resolve if they had the option. Then I have to commit a second thing, but 7 is a lot of mana. This might even prompt like pitching 2 Spirit Guides, Violent Outburst into Tybalt in response. All right, so they force that. Okay, so I was correct. I'll take a Hymn to Turok in this matchup for sure. And we know that their hand is 6 spells because they would have played their land if they had one. Hey, baby. This is another good one that's going to test if they have a counterspell without actually committing a second spell to the stack. Like so. Perfect. Okay, so I can Seething Song. That's 5. I have 6 mana. That's enough to make 8 goblins, though we do know that their last 4 cards are still spells. I could Ignite the Future and just get some stuff in exile for next turn. Now that I know I get a whole turn cycle out of these, it's a lot more interesting. This deck, if they are Valky, which I think they are, they shouldn't have like Flusterstorm or Spell Pierce, because those cards ruin the Cascade package. Alright, cool. So I have a land drop and a ton of mana lined up for next turn. Alright, they found land number 3. Is it time for Shardless Agent? And they're starting to run out of juice over there though. They pitched an Oko already. White mana cast Ardent Plea. Teferi. Okay. Teferi can affect some red spells. Let me see. You may. Okay, it doesn't affect that one. You may cast them this turn. It doesn't affect that one. It does affect like Hazoret's Undying Fury, which says like as part of that spell resolving, it says you may or you may cast these spells. So Teferi would stop that. I'm gonna start with the Seething Song. That's a freebie. Then this Jeska's Will. Do I want more mana? Or I'm gonna Seething Song. I don't think I can afford to play around Mindbreak Trap, so I just won't. I also don't think my life total matters, so I'm gonna convert this colorless mana into red mana off Seething Song. And I think that exile 3 cards mode is a lot better than getting 4 extra mana here, or 1 extra mana really. Oh, Defense Grid, get fucked. Alright, it's go time. Then I can bonus round. Alright, yeah, the shields are way down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then Past in Flames can write a flame, which gets the Seething Songs going. Yeah, I think we're Gucci. All right, let's party. 5 mana. I get to Seething Song one more time before I bonus round again. Oh wait, I can actually bonus round first because I still have this mountain. Okay, so that's definitely better. All right, making sure I can count to 3 this time, which is how I failed in the past. All right, bonus, bonus, bonus. Yeah, now they're super dead. All right, found the lines. Five forces was not enough. And these I can cast with, this is the backdoor flashback version. And this is going to exile my top 12 cards and I can play them all for free. All right, let's get a better look at what's actually available here. Ruby Medallion. Wait. I'm supposed to be able to play these for free. What's the problem? That is how that works, right? Cast those spells without paying their mana cost. Am I paying their mana cost or not? I can't tell. I could go completely ham bananas, but in the interest of time, I'm just going to kill my opponent. So deals 2 damage to each opponent, and we will do that 4 times. Yeah, why am I not allowed to play this for free? I don't understand. All right, whatever, but still won. On to the next one. I'm not sure if that's a bug. Am I misunderstanding that or is that a bug? Let me know. On the play again, 3 for 3 on plays. Not bad. I'm going to keep this. It's pretty susceptible to Wasteland and doesn't have a Ruby, but every land that I have makes more mana than it's supposed to. And I also have the turn 2 Jeska's Will option. I guess it depends on what they do. And just going in on a turn 2 Jeska's Will. Urborg. Alright, Thoughtseize. So if they're an Urborg Thoughtseize deck, this hand is actually probably pretty good. I think they have to take Ignite the Future, honestly. Like this is, to me, pretty clearly the best card in my hand. Especially against a deck that wants to interact through discard. They might think Jeska's Will is scarier though. We'll see. Yeah, like I was saying when I kept the hand, there's not like an obvious banger in this hand, and that is hurting them on their Thoughtseize right now. Because a lot of these are pretty interchangeable. Like Lightning Bolt is the only thing that does something unique, but what it does doesn't matter in the matchup, probably. So, alright, they took the will. I'm cool with that. Come on, Ruby off the top. That would be so fucking insane. Bonus round. That doesn't do what I need it to. Yeah, I think I'm just going to Ignite the Future and pass the turn. And then that gives me 3 fresh cards to work with next turn. Oh wow, I even get black mana out of this now if I want it. Alright, so get these in the bank. Now I have bonus round plus Manamorphose if I find, I was about to say if I find any rituals, which I did not. But this Manamorphose means that I can double the other one, though it's not super thrilling how susceptible I am to another discard spell here. Like, I'm kind of hoping they just present their Merit Lage and hope it's enough, because losing bonus round is actually pretty bad here. Hitting 2 lands off of Ignite, not where you want to be. I do need to watch out for Crop Rotation Bojuka Bog, though. That is a line that could come up and be bad for me. Wow, a third Manamorphose. Don't mind if I do. So, pretty sure I want this Ancient Tomb. Wait, does any of this actually help me? Oh yeah, because I can get up to the third Yeah, so I go red, red, 2 colorless, and then this Manamorphose turns one of those colorless into 2 red. So I have red, red, red. And then Ancient Tomb comes down. Yeah, okay, this does work. All right. For some reason, I scared myself. After that round 1 pun, I'm going to be so nervous for the rest of this league. But now this should be a pretty easy win, assuming these spells resolve, which I don't think they have a way to not make them resolve. All right, so this Ancient Tomb is just exiled forever, and now these Manamorphoses are going to chain into bananas, and this Burning Wish will end the game. Right, so I'm going to draw 4 more cards at least. That was nice. That's even nicer. Well, let's convert this lingering colorless mana into red. Keep the party going. Maybe I'm supposed to Burning Wish for bonus round before any of this, but or this Burning Wish might be close enough to. Okay, yeah, I'm actually gonna make black black off of one of these Metamorphoses. I think I have a Tendrils kill here. So red, red. Oh, now I definitely do. All right, I'm just gonna keep making red now that I have the LED. Sealing Song. Oh, also, I think that what happened with the Ignite the Future is that the bonus round copies weren't cast from the graveyard. I didn't actually click around in my exile zone last game um, when I thought that bug was happening. Like, it's possible that 3 of those cards could have been cast for 0 and the rest can't. Like, I think that might be a reasonable thing to be true. We can test it for science right now. I have basically infinite mana. Yeah, with this 17 mana, I can do this, and I can still Burning Wish for Tendrils pretty easily. So, yeah, let's try this for science right now. All right, cast with Flashback on the main version. The bonus round, and it's supposed to copy the properties of a spell. Like, it is a copy of the spell, though. Okay, so let's see. Cast, cast, cast. Yeah, none of these say for 0. Yeah, that's starting to look like a bug to me. My opponent can now see the Burning Wish in exile, which is good for me because I now have a second Burning Wish. Tendrils does play into Veil of Summer, though I don't think that doesn't beat me at this point. Yeah, so I'm going to cast the Ignite from my hand. Like, I'm going to lose it to LED anyway, might as well get 6 cards off it. All right, yeah, they believe me that they're dead at this point. I think they were just waiting for Grape Shot levels of Storm, which is cool because now I didn't even show them the Tendrils. All right, yeah, we're playing against Dark Depths. I don't think I even sideboard. Or they are Rainbow Depths. They do play Flusterstorm, so and Stifle, so I'm gonna bring in my defense grids. And once again, my lightning bolts are gonna take a little break. The dodging graveyard hate is important because of the crop rotation Bojuka Bog aspect of this matchup, but uh, they're not gonna be able to crop rotate if I have a defense grid up. I really want to cast Birgi. I think she is the right card to cut, but I also just really want to cast her. Uh, it might be Jessica's will to be the cut here. It's Jessica's will or Birgi. I'll cut a Birgi. Fuck it. Sorry, Birgi. I love you, but you're just the weakest card. I can't help it. All right, so what do we got here? We got like kind of a respectable ritual chain, but it does need some help. But they're gonna be keeping hands with discard anyway, so I'm not gonna like mulligan to a perfect 5 that just gets clipped by a Thoughtseize. So just against the discard deck, especially with me on the draw, I'm just gonna play. I'm gonna keep any 7 that's functional. Ooh, they're going for it. All right, scrying. So they probably have a turn 3 Merit Lage attack. Ruby. Okay, so this hand is going to be a little bit too slow, I think. If I had Ancient Tomb, I would be ahead, but instead I am behind. Also, this Lotus Petal is worrisome. Right, if I draw Rite of Flame, okay, didn't draw Rite of Flame. All right, I'm just gonna play my Medallion and hope I'm not dead. Like do I lose to crop rotation here? Yeah, I lose to crop rotation here. Yeah, they float black, black, then they crop rotate, and then I lose. Yeah, just straight up play draw. Ships in the night. Just make sure they click this correctly, and then I'll concede. All right, they figured it out. Okay, so yeah, if I had an Ancient Tomb in my opening hand, or if I drew Rite of Flame or Ancient Tomb, I think would have won that game. But play draws a bitch. What are you gonna do? Destroy all white permanents. That doesn't help me. Yeah, I'm just making sure there's not like a Stone Rain in the sideboard I should be thinking about. Nope. Here we are. I have turn 1 Birgi. Though I think if I save her for... Wait. This might be a turn 1 win. Oh, no, because I have to play the Lotus Petal to cast the Birgi. Yeah, shit. This is like one spell short of being completely insane. I'm gonna keep it though. Maybe I shouldn't have kept it. I just realized that yeah, this might have been a huge mistake. I got so excited, but I'm still gonna put Birgi into play. Or maybe I should Manamorphose, see if I can find. Yeah, I think I should be Manamorphosing here. See if I can find more action. Like if I find another spell, I can just win. Like a Lotus Petal or, oh, Jessica's Will. Does that do it? So Jessica's Will can jump me up to 6 mana real quick. Yeah, let's go. Add red for each card in target opponent's hand. That sounds pretty good. Birgi. All right, so I get red. My mana doesn't empty. All right, Birgi, keep it going, girl. Oh my god. Bonus round and Ignite the Future. I can do both. Okay. So I'll have one floating and I'll get two, get to exile my top six. So looking for zeros and ones. I found zeros and ones. Are we going to turn one with Birgi? It's looking pretty good. Oh, hell yeah. I guess I can set my auto yields here. Seething Song. Always yield to that. Okay, Birgi is getting pretty burgiful here. I'm gonna go for the Past in Flames first. All right. Oh, yes. Oh my God. Gotta pause for a screenshot real quick. All right, turn one win with Birgi. All right, glad we left one copy in because she was bananas. 4 for 4 on die rolls here. Um, this hand has Ignite and Sandstone. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. Haven't been punished by a Wasteland yet. Just gotta keep tempting fate. Accidentally joined a pauper queue. Don't mind me. I love that playing Sandstone Needle on turn one does one of two things. It either confuses the shit out of the opponent, or they say, okay, they're on Ruby Storm, and there's nothing in between. It's one or the other. This is a good hand to have Lightning Bolt. I am just gonna crack off the Delver. Like, they could play a turn two Dreadhorde Arcanist, and I mean, that card sucks too, but just taking early pressure off, I think, is worth doing. Yeah, now they got a Brainstorm and shit. And if they had used I could have passed the turn and bolted in their upkeep to play around Force of Negation, but I intentionally played into Force of Negation because clearing a force off of Lightning Bolt is way more important than actually removing the Delver. Like, if I could have baited them into countering that, it would have been great. So I think I want to string together a Manamorphose or two before I make any decisions this turn. Bonus round, baby. All right, I'm not ready to do that, though that does make this Manamorphose make me more interested in holding it back. So I can just jam Ignite the Future into Daze. I have a second Ignite the Future, or I could just keep playing around Daze. Unfortunately, there's not a good way. Like, I could play the LED to play around Daze. I guess, like, I'll at least put them to the test, like, see if they think that I would discard my hand for this to resolve around a Daze. For the record, I would not. If they Daze this, I'm just going to keep my hand. But I want to at least make them think about it. Like, if they have Force and Daze, all right, they didn't even have to think about it. All right, it's countered. They correctly identified what I care about. Yeah, so Delver should definitely flip. Oh no, Force of Negation on top. That's a good card. All right, let's see what we can make happen here. All right, we're getting a proper delving here. Just hit it with multiple free counter spells. Losing Sandstone Needle, I think, is fine. Yeah, I'm gonna go into bonus round, see if they want to force that first. And they don't really have to because bonus round also copies their spells. So they can let this resolve. Then when I Manamorphose and copy it, they can force a negation both my Manamorphoses. So this is kind of bait. Force pitching Daze, and they're still holding the negation. Jeez. Okay, so they've had 1, 2, 4 pieces of free counter magic in their opening hand so far. Cool. Got it. I think I want to hold this Lotus Petal at this point. Or is there any reason not to? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm not really close to doing that. So, all right, now they get to brainstorm out of the graveyard. God, this has been a proper BS Delver game. Now, they've already announced that there's going to be a ban list. I'm recording this on February 12th. They've announced there's going to be a ban update on February 15th, which probably will definitely remove some number of cards from this deck, but we'll see how many actually get removed. Dreadhorde Arcanist might go. Like, imagine the same game, but they're not also drawing cards every turn, like drawing extra cards every turn. If they had to play fair and actually pay for these exile pitch counters. All right, I am going to cash in my Lotus Petal to light up the stage here. If they want to force a negation this, that's okay. I think I will pay for days if they have days. Though it all sucks, like knowing that they have that additional backup there. Okay, so this is until the end of the next turn. Till the end of your next turn. Okay, yeah, so I can hold on to this medallion for a turn. And that can be my test spell next turn. See if I can bait that force. Not that I have much of a follow-up. Let's be clear. Yeah, so finding another 1-mana cantrip to keep the cards coming with Dreadhorde Arcanist. Also, the fact that they were willing to cast that means they have another blue spell for Force of Negation, so I'm going to have to play through that. Yep, turns out the Mono Red Storm deck has a lot of trouble against the deck that presents 5 free counter spells in the first 2 turns of the game. All right, go. All right, they didn't fight over that. Probably because they realized they don't have to. Shit. Maybe their plan is to just Oko this anyway. Though, if they have Oko, I think hitting LED is better than hitting Ruby Medallion, though. What do I know? If they have Lightning Bolt, I'm just dead. Okay, they did not seem to have Lightning Bolt. Or didn't see the line, one or the other. The good news for them is that it doesn't matter, because their hand's full of counter spells and I'm dead on board anyway. Yeah, so I need some sort of ritual. So they can just easily Force of Negation this, and then I lose. Can't play the follow-up. The only way they could ever lose this game is if they think I'm on some sort of level system where that was a bait spell and they just let it resolve and then they die for it. So I guess I'm technically at 1. So I will play until they show me the Lightning Bolt. Now they're going to get 2 preordains to try to find a Lightning Bolt. Even if they don't find Lightning Bolt, they will have more counter magic. They did bottom the first preordain. It looks like they're on a mad dig for Lightning Bolt, though. They bottomed both of those as well. All right, come on, deck. Help me out here. Okay, so I'm going to go for exile the top 3 with this one first. They could also Lightning Bolt me at any time. Like there is no pressure here. I can't play this Ancient Tomb. I could Jeska's Will them for mana. I think I want to ignite the future from hand first. Because now this LED is just pain-free. If they have 2 dazes, they can beat me. Because this is not an instant. Like, Seething Song's an instant. Okay, that's a lot of Jessica's Wills. So, red, red, red. I will play this Mountain. Jessica's Will for mana. Oh, these are Seething Songs. Why did I just thought there were 4 Jessica's Wills in exile. What is wrong with me? My brain is not working today. I need to get some sleep. The good news is now I can Seething Song in response to a Daze or Spell Pierce, but I should have let on Seething Song anyway. Alright, they forced that one. Have I fucked up? So now Daze kills me. Looks like they're fetching. I hope they Brainstorm and miss. That's basically the only thing I can hope for here. Oh, they just had another force. They were just showing off. Okay. Yeah, I'm dead. Okay, so Force of Will, Force of Will, Force of Negation, Force of Will, Daze. Pitching, Daze, Daze. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, yeah, they drew 7 free counterspells, and the game was still kind of close. All right, that is what it is. All right, time for defense grid. Get in here. I do think that Birgi is more of a liability in this matchup. She can block Dreadhorde Arcanist, which is not nothing, but they're not going to cut that many lightning bolts. They might cut like the chain lightning, or if they have like an extra bolt effect, that's probably going to get cut. But in general, that's not going to do that much. Light of the Stage is hard to turn on, though Ignite the Future costing 4. 4 is a lot more than 3. And I don't think I can reasonably cut any of this other stuff. This is a matchup where Lightning Bolt is just a good card. Like that last turn where they had double force, I wouldn't have even come close to having that turn if I didn't have Bolt for their turn 1 Delver. And Dreadhorde Arcanist drew, I think, 3 cards that game, and they ended the game with 2 cards in their hand. So they would not have been able to have that double force if Dreadhorde Arcanist wasn't such an asshole. So a lot of factors played into that, including the fact that they are running a ban-worthy card. So Fiery Confluence, I can just cut that. Like I can wish for that if I need it. I don't really foresee a world where I'm just gonna like pay 4 mana to Pyroclasm. And it's not the worst, but I feel like if I'm gonna do that, I should be trying to win the game. Okay, this is what I'm doing. This is also a matchup where an early Empty the Warrens can get the job done. All right, I know 100% that they are a Wasteland deck. Can I keep a hand that is this fucked to a Wasteland? It also does not contain Defense Grid. I do have Bolt. I'm going to keep. Might regret this. This hand is indefensible on the draw and on the fence, like directly on the fence, yeah, on the play. So we'll see how it goes. That's not a Wasteland. Count it. LED. Okay, so what can I wish for here? And do I even want to? I don't think that I want to make any wishes yet. I can just bolt this jerk. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Ooh. They took the bait this time. Force of Willed that. That must mean they have another one. like another force or no other threat. Oh, I'm so glad that wasn't Wasteland, I gotta tell you. All right, Graveyard is in trouble. 2 cards left over there. I should assume that they are counterspell. There is a counterspell involved. So what does that mean for me? I should try to play around Daze. All right, so Rite of Flame into Seething Song plays around Daze. Yeah, I should be able to go pretty high here. All right, I'm gonna Burning Wish first. I think they're gonna counter this if they can counter. Oh, they didn't have a counter. Yes, use the ability. So I can just go Goblin. Like I'm not gonna lie, I did not make a plan for this card resolving. I was thinking they would counter it, then I would Ignite the Future. So I think I might just make 10 Goblins. If they have Mind Break Trap, fuck me. But even like Flusterstorm, oh sorry, 12 Goblins, even better. Even Flusterstorm, I could have paid for 5 Flusters. So now I guess we'll just see if they brought in a way to deal with this. I'm just gonna get easily Blazing Volleyed right out of here. Show me a shuffle on that Ponder. Shuffle it away. They chose to shuffle, good. If they have an answer to this, it's probably like 1 or 2 copies, like 1 or 2 cards that could do this, like an Engineered Explosives and a Blazing Volley or whatever. But yeah, that was good enough. Okay, does anything change here? I don't think so. That went well enough. The thing that I said in game 1, where I want them to force my Lightning Bolt, and they didn't in game 1, then they ended up winning later because they could force what matters. And in that game, they just fired the fuck off. This hand I'm gonna keep. I've never been so soft to Wasteland, but look at this hand. Oh, they're going to 5. I suspect on a 5-card hand, they're going to have to bottom Wastelands if they have them and just keep spells and normal mana sources. Okay, so Ancient Tomb, Lotus Petal. I'm playing around Daze. Should I also play around Spell Pierce, or should I just accept it if they counter that? All right, yeah, I'm just going to grid up here. All right, that resolved. Let's see if they have the Wasteland. Okay, I mean, this is looking pretty good. Gonna get to go kind of deep on Manamorphoses. Manamorphoses. Red, red, of course. Oh no. Don't stop me now. Give me an exile spell. Alright, so this, not super helpful. I can play out a second grid or a second medallion. What I think is going to be more important. I mean, there's not a whole lot of, or no, this deck does have a lot of 3-drops in it, so I think I will play out the second medallion. Missed my land drop, and now they can see that. They could like Oko elk my grid, but I don't think if I had another just mana laying around, I would play out the grid, obviously. But Rite of Flame and Lotus Petal being one-shot mana sources, I think I'm gonna need them more to go off with. All right, I mean, I've executed what I'm supposed to execute in the early game. Let's see if it'll translate into the late game or the mid game. Like if they Oko and just elk my grid, then I have a 3/3 and I'm attacking. So I'll take that. Alright, they didn't do that. Alright, second grid. Alright, now it's just literally just drawing a payoff because I am set up to go completely bananas. Like any of my draw 3s or exile 3s should do the trick here. But I am under the gun. This Ancient Tomb plus Elk is 5 damage a turn. Alright, deck, no fail rate. Show it to me. Oh God, I'm dead. I've lost. Oh no. Wow. Okay, that was a complete fucking disaster. If their hand is Force of Will, we're gone. Okay, well, bad news bears. That might have been the most controlling board state that this deck has ever produced and just destroyed. All right, Jessica, are you helpful? So I could just go all in and hope that they don't have Force. I think I have to. I don't have to show them the LED, I guess. Though if they have Spell Pierce, I'm gonna wish I did. So they could just easily force this if they have it. All right, they didn't force. So red, red, red. Seething Song. I want to get my mana well under me before I start doing anything else. All right, deck. Help me out here. Burning Wish, okay. What does this do? I can wish for, wish costs 1, so I have 5 mana. Or I have 5 actual mana, plus I'm going to cast 2 spells, so it's effectively 7 mana. I don't have double black, and I don't have a way to get double black. Probably just get Past in Flames. Does that do what I need it to? So I go to 3 to get Piff. Then there is a Rite of Flame in the graveyard. Yeah, I mean, I lose to Daze. I could just get the Empty again. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's it. And I'm casting this, so let's see if it resolves before I do too much work thinking about it. If they had the counterspell this whole time, I'm going to be slightly tilted because countering the Jessica's Will was already lethal, and letting me dig this far and giving me all this hope is harsh. Daze, okay. Yes, I will pay for Daze. That does not do what they needed to. Glad I played around Daze though. Oh my god, it worked. All right, so now the Past in Flames doesn't work, but Empty still does. Yeah, I don't think there's anything better than that. Let's go. 20 gobos. Your Engineered Explosives is already in the graveyard. You don't have a flyer. All right, if we win this one, I will be genuinely surprised. Though Oko goes a long way in this sort of matchup, or this sort of game. Did they just lose? I think they needed to eat that food, not make it an elk. Though I guess Lightning Bolt becomes a huge player here. Like if I attack with everything, they're dead. Unless they have Lightning Bolt, then I'm dead. But if they... Yeah, I think I should probably... Oh man, that's tough. Because what card would be in their hand that they haven't played yet? Yeah, because if they attack and I don't block, I lose straight up to lightning bolt. There are 20 goblins here. They have 3 blockers. Is there an attack that puts them on a 2-turn clock without killing me? Like if I attack with, like, accounting for this 10 damage or this 3 life is the hard part here. If I leave back 3 goblins, if I attack with, all right, I'm gonna have to actually do combat math here. Maybe. Oh wait, I can Burning Wish for a Grape Shot, so Lightning Bolt actually doesn't save them here. Lightning Bolt puts them to 1, and then Burning Wish for Grape Shot is lethal. Okay, yeah, that was a good draw. Saved me a lot of math. Attack my opponent with all creatures. Yeah, they only have 1 card in hand, so they can't have the Bolt and the counterspell for the Burning Wish. It's one or the other. Now I kind of hope they do have the Bolt, so I can show them how lucky I am. Oh, they had the Bolt. Oh, I'm so excited right now. Bum ba ba. They thought I punted, but I actually just had it covered. That was awesome. Yeah, I would not have made that attack if I didn't rip the Burning Wish. I'm sure there is an attack here. I would have had to figure out exactly how many goblins to attack with, but I'm fairly certain with 30 or with 20 of them, there is an attack that puts them dead on board, even through 3 life, even through a Dreadhorde Arcanist plus Lightning Bolt. Like, I need to be alive. I need to beat that on offense and defense. I'm pretty sure the attack was there, but luckily I didn't have to do the math, so I fucking won't. Final round, here we go. 5 for 5 on die rolls in this league. I'll take it. So what does this hand do? It has Ancient Tomb, a couple rituals, bonus round plus Metamorphose. I will keep this hand. And I'm going to lead on Mountain and pass. I think it's more likely that they think I'm Goblins than Ruby Storm if I go Mountain Pass. Unless they watch my channel, then they'll know 100% that it's Ruby Storm. Yeah, so drawing Ruby or Birgi would be pretty exciting, but I think that this hand plays a bit without those things. Please don't fetch Tropical Island. Uh-oh. Alright, well, we're doing this again. Alright, time to draw Ruby Medallion. I'm gonna need the help. Lion's Eye Diamond. What do you do? So I can Rite of Flame, then Jessica's Will them for 6 mana while playing around Daze. Then I can bonus round Manamorphose, all that plays around Daze. Then I have the Past in Flames plus LED to bring it back if I need a second round. Yeah, I think I want to do that. Target you, obviously. You gonna give me 6 mana, or are you gonna pitch 2 cards? Like, Daze doesn't change the number of cards in their hand. It does get rid of this floating mana, though. Alright, well, we're into the bonus round. Like, this is probably going to be the counter if they have it. Hopefully they just don't have it. I don't know. So if they counter this, I can Manamorphose, which is net even, and then LED gets me up to 7 mana, Past in Flames puts me down to 2, Rite of Flame up to 3, then I can Will again and try to basically the same play out of the graveyard, but then I'm not playing around days anymore. Alright, hopefully this Manamorphose finds another ritual or another Manamorphose. Ooh, that's interesting. Alright, now I'm going to get the LED and play. I'm going to play Ignite the Future now instead of the Past in Flames line. Because Past in Flames ends up in the graveyard regardless. Alright, so I think I want to pass the turn here and just pile these spells onto the stack next turn. I'm not in bonus round or anything, like this doesn't matter. I can continue playing around days. Yeah, the big difference is now they know exactly what they're playing against. Wasteland becomes very good, but Wasteland's already very good. Yeah, I'll just pass here. It is so nice that you get a full turn cycle to figure out what you want to do with these cards, rather than the play them now, use it or lose it version. All right, no flip. Let's hope it was a creature and not a Wasteland. Like, Wasteland is one of the cards that doesn't flip Delver in their deck. They could also be on that master level where they actually saw Force of Will, they just didn't want me to know that they have it. Which I actually think is a pretty smart play in a spot like this. Like, normally that's cute, but it's not worth what it costs to make the play, but I do think it's actually pretty sweet in exactly this kind of spot. All right, Medallion, go. Red, red, red. Yeah, I mean, so red, 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 Medallion leaves one floating. Spells cost 2 less. Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna will for exile mode. Even if they counter this, I can still will for exile mode, but this way I can do it basically for free. Well, it costs 1, but... And if they have a counterspell for this, the Past in Flames next turn actually isn't that good because I would need another red source to get the chains going. Yeah, if they have a counterspell right here, that's gonna hurt a lot. All right, they did have one, Force Pitching Brainstorm. So I need to draw a red source to get my Past in Flames onto the stack, basically. Okay. That was a pretty aggressive lightning bolt, but you got it. All right, Delver again didn't flip. Young Peasy's... Oh shit, they did have the Wasteland. That is absolutely brutal. That's probably going to end the game. Seething Song is my best draw. Lightning Bolt. So, and I'm casting this. Who do I think is going to hurt me more? Young Pyromancer. Yeah, I'm actually going to go after Young Pyromancer. That's a guaranteed 2 versus a maybe 3. And if they draw a spell that would flip Delver, that would generate an extra damage off of the Young Peasy anyway. All right, well, absolutely have to draw a Seething Song. Burning Wish, what do you do? You do something, so I am going to cast you. I'll get Rite of Flame. Try to get something set up here. Yeah, I'm going to get Rite and hope they don't draw a blue card, basically. Yeah, flipping that blind Force of Will is kind of some horseshit. Okay, I mean, so this will make me 2. This is reduced by 2. All right, let's hope they didn't find a blue card. But at least I have something I can put on the stack here. And they don't just get to fade me for free. This pause is either them figuring out should they counter this or the payoff, or they're just pretending they have a blue card when they don't. I'm in a forced play situation, so it doesn't matter. Like, they can bluff all they want. I'm dead in 2 turns. I have nothing to pretend, nothing to play around. Fucking wasteland. I've been talking about it for 5 rounds now, and finally got me. Oh, there was a right in the graveyard already. I forgot about that. So I'm actually playing around days here, but if they have days, they can just pitch it to force. So that doesn't matter. But having 1 red still hanging out, they did find the blue card. All right. Is there anything I can do out of the graveyard? No, that costs too much. Cost too much. Cost too much. All right, so gonna pass the turn and hope I draw a Seething Song, and they don't draw Daze or Lightning Bolt. Yeah, even Ancient Tomb. I mean, that wasn't gonna help anyway, but it's definitely too late for that. Seething Song, dealer. Show it to me. All right, we're just dead. Okay, dead to Wasteland. Like I said, like I've been saying this whole game, dead to Wasteland. And someone finally delivered on that promise. This sideboard plan should look familiar. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I want the defense grids. Birgi's kind of medium. Fiery Confluence, also very expensive for not a lot of gain. And Ignite the Future is a very expensive card. So back in with this. The deck should look familiar. You're all watching this in the future. Like I've said before, I record my stuff well in advance. These cards, something's probably been banned out of Rug Delver by the time you're watching this. So you're living in the past, my painful past. Speaking of painful, this is a 6-card hand, but it's not very good. I think I'm gonna keep it though. I don't want to go to like 6 or go to 5 against Rug. Yeah, I think I'm on some sort of like fair Burning Wish plan where I just value Wish up the curve, trying to test their counter spells. Then at some point I'll Seething Song into Ignite the Future. They mulled to 6 also. Oh, they're a Grixis Delver deck? Did I see green mana last game? Alright, so I'm going to Burning Wish. If it resolves, I'll get Rite of Flame. If it doesn't resolve, that's 1 less counterspell I have to play against. Yeah, Rite of Flame, pretty sure is the right one to get here. Just trying to build up my threats in hand. Or I have a number of threats in hand, now I'm trying to cast them. Fuck. Alright, well, I have 2 rituals and 3 payoffs, and one of my rituals is also a payoff, so we'll see what they want to do here, but now they have perfect information to know how to sequence their soft counters, which is the real brutal part of this play. Let's see what they want to do about this, because what they have perfect information, so I can reverse engineer that information based on what they think is important here. My hand is, like I said, robust across the ritual and threat curve. So there is not an easy choice. They're going to have to work pretty hard on the slot Cs, as evidenced by how long they've been thinking about it. All right, so after some deliberation, they took the Rite of Flame. That's pretty interesting. So if I were to Burning Wish right now, what would I get? Like, the Rite of Flame was the hot one. That is the little cheese factor. I could get Empty the Warrens just to threaten a medium number of goblins off of any ritual. I mean, I'm not going to pass this turn without putting a spell on the stack, though. Like, I can't just let them completely control the pace of the game. So, pretty sure I just want Empty. So now they have to respect every ritual all the time. Like, anything that puts me to 4 mana represents 4 creatures. That's hard to counter. Yeah, the only card they don't know about is this Lion's Eye Diamond, which is kind of good for me because that's a surprise storm spell. Ancient Tomb, I think, is my best draw right now. Lotus Petal. So I can sit on Lotus Petal and try to surprise them with a big empty. Yeah, I think I want to do that. Like, I could play Lotus Petal, use it to cast Seething Song, and then just die to Daze, but it's going to be a lot. Like, if I draw any land, like, I can play Lotus Petal, then play LED, then land drop empty, no questions asked. They are set up pretty well. Like, they haven't presented a threat, which means that they have all spells in their hand. Unless they deploy some sort of threat at instant speed right now. Like, Vendilion Click doesn't really get played in Legacy anymore, but that card would be very good right now. If they had Brazen Borrower just in 3-1 mode, that would change the dynamic of this game pretty significantly. They could have Flusterstorm, which makes my entire empty plan pretty medium, though the LED would pay for 3 copies at the expense of my entire hand. They can now hardcast Force of Will. How about a land deck? Fuck. Okay, cool. Lotus Petal. Lion's Eye Diamond. All right, this is why I took this line. Here's just 6 goblins. They'll need either some sort of mass removal or a Flusterstorm style effect to deal with these goblins. And based on how this game has gone, I think I might use my LED if they do that. All right, why did they float 3 blue mana here? Are they hardcasting Mindbreak Trap? Because that's also a thing they can do. Maybe they have Brazen Borrower and they're going to like bounce 1 goblin and then cast the 3-1. I don't know. Looks like goblins are just coming in. Maybe they're going to force a negation 1 of them. Then I still have my 4 other creatures. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it looks like they did actually target the spell, not one of the copies, so that's the right call with Force of Negation. It doesn't matter with Force of Will, but it does with Force of Negation. Cling to Dust. All right, so they're just drawing a card there. That's fine, and they have some graveyard hate. Some slow, expensive graveyard hate, but okay. Now it's up to them to react to this, which is much better position than I was in a turn ago. Now these 6 lands they've drawn are actively bad instead of just probably bad. And now that I have this sort of action going on, I can be a little more aggressive with my spells because I'm coming at them from 2 angles. Ruby Medallion was an excellent draw. Like, this is one that they're incentivized to counter, but also doesn't affect the actual payoffs in my hand. So if they brought in something like a Braid, now it has a really juicy target. I mean, LED was already a fine target because I wasn't just gonna float 3 red and lose my whole hand. This looks like a hard cast force to me. Yep, deal. Okay, another counterspell down. I am winning this damage race kind of a lot. All right, Delver didn't flip. So they either drew a creature that can contest me on board or a land. Like even Wasteland is bad right now. All right, that's a pretty good creature. Basically the best one, actually. This does cost 4, so they can cling to dust if they need to. We'll have to keep that in mind for payoffs, like graveyard payoffs. Okay, so I'm gonna... I can Manamorphose first. Yeah, I'm gonna Manamorphose first, and that's because if I find a mana source, then I can Seething Song playing around days. Just seeing another card before I make decisions is always nice. All right, now I'm gonna Seething Song because, you know, if you have it, you have it, and now I'm behind on board. So I could actually just wish for Grape Shot and start attacking. I could also bonus round, see if they counter it, and if they don't, I could Burning Wish for 2 spells to set up next turn. Or how close am I to a Tendrils kill? Pretty far, actually. I think I want a Jessica's Will for Exile mode. Because they're incentivized to counter, like draw 3 cards in this position is pretty strong. Oh, I can turn on Light of the Stage by attacking. That's pretty nice. Not sure if I have that luxury though. All right, I'm just gonna Seething Song here. They've let all this other stuff resolve. Let's keep the party going. And now I actually do have lethal tendrils if I want to commit to the tendrils. All right, I'm actually going to play bonus round here. Wait, does bonus round make more sense than ignite? Yeah, because if I attack, then I have more things in exile. I can Burning Wish. Like losing this mana sucks, but actually I think ignite makes more sense. This is really tough. Like, are there any obvious counters here that they would have cracked off counter spells on if they had them? Like, all of these just get me a little bit closer. I think I'm going to ignite. See if I can find rituals and keep this going. All right, land is good. Lotus Petal's good. Second, ignite the future. It's okay. Petal. So now I have enough mana to attack. Oh, maybe I commit to the tendrils and then can be played until the end of this turn. This I can play next turn. Oh, this is tough. Like tendrils is mega lethal at this point. The only problem, going to combat and losing this 1 mana takes tendrils off the table, but it does activate this Light Up the Stage in a big way. I could also just bonus round right now, attack, and then Light Up the Stage with copies. All right, I'm going for tendrils, fuck it. If they have the counter spell, they did a great job being patient about it. And even if this fails, I can still go to combat and light up the stage after. This was a tough turn. Ruby Storm experts, please let me know how you would have played that. My opponent is now in the tank. Okay, looks like they were saving something. It's hardcast Mindbreak Trap. But why would they hardcast it if... Oh, they're gonna Cling to Dust something and try to draw a card. Okay, yeah, they're clinging and hoping it's good. Oh, all right, there's that. Please don't have Mindbreak Trap. All right, we did it. Woo. All right, on to game 3. That was a lot of fun. Okay, I don't think my sideboard plan changes. Like, I don't have anything in the sideboard that changes knowing that they have Thoughtseize. That just makes my mulligan decisions a little different. But yeah, same deck. Let's go. That value empty, I feel like that was played really well. Not tooting my own horn, just like for learning purposes. Just sneaking in 6 goblins that are hard to counter. Like there were ways I could have been more aggressive about that, but I do feel like that was well navigated. Shit. I'll keep. I'm on the draw. I have 2 draw steps, and I can write into the medallion if everything goes shitty. I think bonus round is the worst card in this hand. Because this hand is so constricted anyway, I don't see where I'm going to sneak 3 extra mana in to start bonusing spells. Maybe the secret is that bonus round isn't that good against Delver. I don't know if that's heresy or if that is just like a normal thing to say, but I boarded out a Ignite the Future because it's an expensive, awkward sorcery, but at least if it resolves, I draw 3 cards. Bonus round, yeah, maybe I should be cutting bonus round instead of Ignite. Just that one, like not like boarding it out completely, but bonus round is a best case scenario most of the time. Like it doesn't line up well against counter spells, and it's very bad against soft permission. All right, show me an Ancient Tomb. Uh-oh. All right, got another draw step before this is a problem. And the Birgi is in hand. All right, Ancient Tomb, not great anymore. Show me Basic Mountain. Just show me a land. I'm not gonna get picky. Not Sandstone Needle, please. Uh-oh. Okay, decision time. I can pass doing nothing, or I can try to Rite of Flame into Ruby Medallion and just get 2 for 1 by a daze. 3 for 1 because they also get a token off it. I think I actually just pass here. Yeah, this is not really where I wanted to be, but this is going to be one of those hindsight 2020s. Like, obviously, mull that hand, but really all that needs to go right is I draw a mana source. And I have 2 draw steps to do it before it's really painful. Young Pyromancer is the scariest threat somehow they could have presented here. Like it's quickly going to be doing more damage than a Delver. Like starting next turn, it's already matched a Flip Delver, and then if they have any other spell at any point, it's going to be doing more. Even like Dreadhorde Arcanist is scary in a different way, but Young Pyromancer actually ending the game quickly is some painful stuff here. All right, come on, Basic Mountain. All right, I mean, Rite of Flame, let's go. I'm going to do both to play around days. And if the medallion resolves, I'll have 1 mana left to Manamorphose, which can cast the other medallion. I guess they could cling to dust this Rite of Flame. Okay, they didn't do it. All right, Force of Will on that. Okay, that's gone. Do you also have a Daze? I'm not playing around it at this point. I'm using the mana that I have. All right, so Ruby Medallion's in. They forced one of them, didn't force the other. That makes me think they don't have another force. Daze would have been just as easy as pie here. So I do think, based on what's just happened, that their hand is out of counterspells. That doesn't mean they can't answer a resolved Ruby Medallion. Like, it's a lot less scary without 2 mana floating. Like, they could just abrade here or something, or I don't know. They wouldn't bring in like Chain of Vapor. That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, they could abrade here. I'm still in trouble to Daze unless I find something like Ancient Tomb off the top. Like another land would be great all around. I can actually cast this Manamorphose and get off the ground at least with the Medallion in play now. Like assuming nothing happens, like if their hand is all blanks and I don't draw a land, I can Manamorphose in to light up the stage on my turn. That sees a bunch of extra cards. All right, the second Wasteland. The first one wasn't that good. It's a Plague Engineer on Goblin. What do you got? Oh, Gurmag Angler. All right, that makes the clock very fast. Okay. Okay, deck, I see you. Time to pay off. I think playing around Daze is worth more than playing hoping to find a land off light up the stage. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, I'm not quite dead. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Even Lightning Bolt puts me to 1. So I'm still at 1 there. If they have 2 Lightning Bolts, I lose. Okay, so I can play Ancient Tomb next turn, which doesn't really help. And I can play this Ruby Medallion that also doesn't help. Okay, gonna need some help, and I need to not die here. So I can go Ancient Tomb, tap it, Ruby Medallion, Birgi, Ignite the Future. Is that how math works? Probably not. If I tap the Ancient Tomb, I lose the Lightning Bolt, which is worth noting, but I might not be able to play around it. Okay, so all right, here's Ancient Tomb. If you have Lightning Bolt, I'm dead. Yeah, can't play around it, so I'll just play into it. The scary thing is they didn't make a land drop, so they have 3 spells in their hand, and basically regardless of what they are, I'm in a bad spot. Ignite the Future is my only way to see more cards this turn. Force Pitching, Preordain. Alright, so I can Birgi, make 2 mana, and that's not enough. Yeah, so I have 1, 2, 3 for this Ignite the Future. Birgi can't even block in a meaningful way. So pretty sure I'm dead. I'm just making super sure. I'll at least scare them a little. See if they had another answer to Birgi. Oh, do they also have Daze? Oh, they have Blue Elemental Vest. Okay, yeah. I was fully, absolutely answered here. Okay. Beat a Delver deck, lost to a Delver deck. Punted round 1 pretty egregiously, but I think we had some good games with some good interaction, some good lines taken in between. Birgi got boarded out a lot, I She also facilitated a turn one win, which is not a thing this deck is particularly good at doing. So mixed bag on that one. I think if you were trying to aggregate like the best average draws, you would not play Birgi. But if you want some explosive potential and you want to try a new card, I think she's fine. We never did get to play the Horn of Bounty, unfortunately, which it, I did want to try, and I think it will come up over the course of enough games that you will Horn of Bounty your way to victory. But yeah, this looked like Ruby Storm for the most part. I'm not sure about Sandstone Needle. Just ETB tapped sucks so much. Like, I get that red out of a single land is a big deal, but you're already like the same way Birgi turns on dead cards in removal, Sandstone Needle turns on weaker cards in Wasteland. Like Wasteland's never dead because you already have Ancient Tomb, and a lot of your draws do count on it. But to not even get the 2 mana up front out of Sandstone Needle and it just gets wasted immediately, we got really lucky that didn't happen. I feel like I would just want 4 tombs and 2 more mountains in those spots. I don't know, maybe play 1 if you're techie, but I think 1 is worse than 3. If you want this card, you want it on turn 1. Don't play 1. I lie. I take it back. I would just play like 2 more mountains and another Ancient Tomb, or a mountain and Ancient Tomb and a City of Traders. Like I don't know. I just that scared me every time. We're lucky we didn't get punished. Did like Lightning Bolt against the Delver decks. It was good. Um, and Ignite the Future feels expensive, but it's also really cool that you get a second go around. Like a number of times I put this card on the stack, it resolved, then I just passed the turn and untapped with a bunch of options. So as far as like tap out go, like grindier plans go, Ignite the Future is really cool there. We only really went into bonus round once with this deck, and I don't know if this league just played out differently. In my last 2 leagues, I went nuts with bonus round pretty frequently. So I don't know if that's because the deck is built differently, that it doesn't bonus round as well as those other builds, which doesn't matter if it's still winning. Like, I took some tight little tendrils lines in this league that I didn't take in the previous ones, but I don't know if that's just because it lined up that way or if this deck actually just is grindier and dedicates itself to those sorts of smaller lines more often. But yeah, this was good. It felt like Ruby Storm. I didn't like Sandstone Needle. Birgi was on the fence. Otherwise, this was a lot of fun. Thank you, Al, for submitting the deck. If any more Ruby Storm players want me to play your deck, hit me up with the donation deck list. I do like the deck, and I feel like I've gotten some pretty significant reps in under it at this point. So thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. See you next time.